In the previous learning unit, we kick off this course by learning about 5 of the most popular social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, and TikTok. In this learning unit, we start off by learning what is a customer avatar and how you can build one. A customer avatar, also known as a customer or buyer persona, is a fictionalized character you can create that embodies the traits of your ideal customer. Essentially, it's a compact way of looking at your target audience. There are 5 questions you need to ask when you build a customer avatar. Who are your primary customers? Why would they be keen on your brand or products? When and how do they buy? How can you solve their pain or increase their pleasure? And what they look for when they are online. Let's begin with the first question, which relates to demographics. For a B2C customer or a consumer, you should look at factors such as the age, gender, marital status, and other demographic factors. In B2B, this will be the person or the committee that purchases your products and services in the company. They could be your office manager, your human resource manager, or your engineer, for instance. The procurement process varies from industry to industry, and factors such as your company size will also influence how people buy in a B2B setting. Similarly, companies with multiple locations and regions will also have different purchase behaviors. For the next question, we have psychographics. What are the values and beliefs of your customers? What's their interest in a related brand or their opinions on issues? Their attitudes, behaviors, culture, they all have an effect on their purchasing behavior. Do also consider the influences on media that your customers consume. Essentially, they need to think about the reasons why they would be keen to buy from your brand. Next, we have the purchase patterns of your audience. For instance, how frequently do they buy? How much do they spend each time they buy? And you need to think also about whether they shop online or offline, and think about your prices and how you fare against your competitors. Are their purchase decisions done primarily as an individual or as a group? Do they participate in any loyalty or membership programs? All these questions help you to zoom in on your customers' purchasing habits, and you'll be able to understand how to market to them effectively. The next question pertains to your customers' pain points and your company's solutions, a major part of creating a customer avatar. What are the problems and inefficiencies your customers are facing? How can your brand specifically solve it for them? On the other side, you can also capitalize on their pleasure points. What are they dreaming of? What do they aspire to be? Pain points can be anything from the lack of a specific product or dissatisfying customer service. Your job here is to discern what your customers' pain points are and provide a viable solution. Now, how do you find out these pain points? There are a few ways to do so. For instance, you can search on Quora, a Q&A platform, or Reddit, an online platform for topics related to your brand. You can also look through Google or Facebook reviews of your brand or your competitor's brand to have a gauge of what customers' needs are not being met. Finally, for the last question, you have to understand what your customers' online behaviors are. What platforms do they use? How often do they use them? Likewise, what else are they interested in? Look for their hobbies, interests, and talking points. Here are some research tools you can use to find out more about your audience's online behaviors. Google Trends, Uber Suggests, Keyword2.io, lsigraph.com, BuzzSumo.com, SocialAnimal.com, Trends24.in, and Google Alerts. Play around with these tools, get used to the interface, and use them in your research to find the right topics to gun for. In the next lesson, we move on to conducting a social media audit and competitor analysis to get a better understanding of your place in your industry.